Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and this house flip is supposed to be done. So we're going to walk through it, see if everything's done, and see if our contractor was really 100% done, because we've had some issues on this house already. Now, we also had our landscaping guy come out and trim that tree, and apparently they just trimmed it as far as their ladder would reach. So that wasn't quite what we had in mind when we said, hey, can you come trim this dead tree? So they're supposed to be back to fix that, but that was a little bit frustrating. There's been a lot of frustrating stuff lately in general, trying to get work done. And I've been lazy myself a little bit, and just, we don't want to hire new people. That's such a pain too. So it's been a tough situation, but we might have to make some changes here soon. Now, we did spice up the outside of the house a little bit with some shutters. That was Nikki's idea, my project manager, who did that. And of course, we asked our contractor to make sure there was some water on the grass because it didn't look very good. And so I came over here, and we have some timers. This doesn't have a sprinkler system, but you can put hoses with sprinklers on the timers, which we have in our office all the time for situations just like this. Well, first off, the timer was off. It wasn't on. And I turned it on, and it literally sprayed the same spot over and over again and didn't reach half the yard. So not surprising based on other issues we've had lately, but also frustrating. All right, so here's the house, which does look 1,000 times better than it looked when we bought it. We'll have a before video linked in the comments below. There was wood paneling everywhere. The hardwood was there, but not in good shape. The windows were super old. They were huge too. Those were some expensive windows. Windows are one of the things that have just skyrocketed in price since COVID. So a lot of building materials and supplies have just gone absolutely crazy since COVID. That might be one of the worst. Appliances also are one of the worst and most expensive upgrades. So every time those materials go up, every time labor goes up, that just makes housing more expensive because it takes more money to fix up houses, to build houses. And I know it's a tough market out there for a lot of people, us included, because we've got to have so much room and so much margin in these houses to make money anymore that a lot of the houses we could flip in the past aren't good deals anymore. We can't do them because there's just no profit in them, and that decreases inventory as well. All right, so we had an issue here in this closet. There is a shelf and a rod there now too. That's good. The door closes now too. It wasn't closing before. I don't know what that is. It's like a little metal guard. I don't know if that's to stop people from slamming their vacuum into the vent or something. I don't know. I always check to make sure all the lights work. There's light bulbs in them. Really simple stuff gets forgotten all the time. That has a pole now. Look, there's shelves in there. That's good to see. So far things are looking pretty good, and a lot better than they were. Now, we still have this bathroom, which is not amazing, and probably you can blame us for a little bit for this too. This is the layout it had when we bought the house. It had a huge vanity along the left, a toilet right there. And my camera looks so funky in this bathroom. All the time it has those weird lines. I don't know why. He got the vent in there. That vent wasn't in there before. He got the mirror in, but it's kind of high. That light switch bugs the crap out of me. And the other thing is, I don't know why there's a doorstop right there. We'll talk about that in a second. We wish the shower tile was higher. There's just a lot of things we wish was done differently. But we also don't want to completely redo the bathroom. There's no frost on the window, or it's not a privacy window. That's something they should know and do. But there's a doorstop there, and this bathroom's tight anyway, and it kind of stops the door from opening all the way. And it's not like that door is going to hit a wall and break the drywall or anything. So it seemed kind of unnecessary, but that's a minor thing. All right, so now we've got the kitchen, which was completely redone as well. Oh yeah, I had to go check the sprinklers. Yep, it's still shooting in exactly the same spot, mostly hitting the patio. So our patio should turn green pretty soon, hopefully. We try to save kitchens if we can. This one was pretty rough, pretty bad, so we redid the kitchen. We get almost all our supplies from Home Depot. Very affordable that way. Again, kitchens are more expensive. Everything's more expensive now. But, oh, gross. This fridge was here, and it is all full of mold now. So that's not good. Anyway, kitchens are very expensive. And something else we're trying to decide too, Nikki and I, was, do we stage this house? Do we not stage it? And I think we decided to go ahead and stage it. So we'll see what it looks like when it's all the way staged. And one cool thing about our staging company now too is they do professional pictures now too. So I can take pictures. I don't do as good as a professional photographer, that is for sure. And when it's staged, they look so much better. So, and the market is definitely not like it was 2 years ago when houses sell in 5 seconds. So I think you do have to put a little bit more effort into selling them. So we'll probably do that. We also added a deck, which we rarely do either on properties just because it's more expensive and you don't always get the cost back. But in this situation, there were some old concrete steps that were crumbling. And so it was served 2 purposes. We could take those out of use and have a nice deck at the same time. Now, we've also been struggling so bad with this vent, and you can look at it now. There's this vent sticking through the wall going up, and before it was larger and had dents in it, we asked our guy to fix it. Not really. So then we brought our HVAC person in, and they said, oh yeah, we can make it look better. We'll get it done. They had it like even bigger and going over to the right outside the wall, and it looked horrible, so we sent them back again. And finally, this is the finished product, what we ended up with. So, and we had multiple people trying to fix that. So that's why it's been a little bit frustrating lately. It's not just one person. It's multiple people who we've worked with for years. And that's an open junction box. That is not good. That's really not good. We asked them to fix those vents. So there was something that was not done. We do give them checklists. Nikki actually created a giant, her own checklist, like notepad thing to go over everything. And so I was hoping we could go up through there for the vent, but I guess not. So this is what we ended up with, which is slightly better than it was before, but still not amazing. But yeah, just saying, it's just multiple people we've worked with for many, many years just are continuously cutting corners over and over again. And it's not like we don't talk to them and tell them this either. They know this. So we have some really, really good guys. They're busy on some other flips, and we're just trying to give them as much work as we possibly can. That was really janky before, if you remember it, just like taped up there. That's better, so that's good. But this one took way too long, and again, we're just trying to feed all the work we can to the other guys, but they can only do so many houses at once. So we're definitely thinking about adding more people again, which is not fun and takes a lot of time and trial and error, because we want to start with very small jobs and see how they do, and we go through interviews. It's a long process. We don't just hire right off the street and say, go to work on a $40,000 rehab. Definitely not how we do things. So it looks so much better than it did, but then there's still a lot of things that we wish were done better too. Because we definitely don't want that reputation as, flippers who halfway do things and take the shortcuts. Because that's not how we've ever done things before. And most of our guys know that. But some of them are starting to take those shortcuts, and we're not real happy about that. Again, in the bathroom, my camera makes those weird lights. So this was completely redone. This looked absolutely god-awful when we bought it, so that's way better. Still, could we have closed up some of those drains a little bit, made that look a little tidier? Probably, but that's what we've got. Outside, we've got the weird sidewalk thing. We're hoping that would clean up a little bit better, but again, minor issue compared to some of the rest we were dealing with. Other sidewalk on this other side too, which is very weird, but that's just how it's going to be. And the yard, the house is definitely way more important than the yard, but we want the yard to look, decent as it can be. These are mostly weeds, but there's some grass in here, and there's no sprinklers on back here either. And it's kind of one of those things that it gets frustrating having to micromanage and tell them every little thing when they know after years and years and years what we want, what should be done. So this garage, a lot of people told me to tear it down. Probably most people told me to tear it down because it had structural issues. The garage doors were awful. It looked horrible. It had broken windows. But we saved it because garages are very valuable. Like this 2-car garage probably adds $25,000 in value to the property. It's a huge value. Now, again, I'm like, we built the deck. We have extra material. Why is it in here? We have a shop where we store materials. You also could take it back to Home Depot and get some refunds on some of that material too. It does not need to be in this shop for the new homeowner who is not going to be rebuilding a new deck with that stuff. So again, that's a frustrating thing too, because we see that all the time as well. But we shored up the structure on this garage. We put in garage door openers, new garage doors, and it was way cheaper than losing all that value. So that's the house. That's what it looks like. Let us know what you think. We'll post the before video in the comments so you can see that. We'll come back after it's staged, and hopefully that tree is trimmed by then. If we say, can you trim this tree? And they say yes, we kind of assume, hey, you can actually trim all the tree, not just the bottom part, because I could do that. Well, I don't want to, but I could. All right, thanks for watching. We'll have more updates on our flips, rentals, laundromats, all that stuff coming up here soon.